Hey YouTube, it's Numistaka here, and fresh from a day, well in fact a morning in New York, and I thought I'd show you some video footage of the Rockefeller Center and ice skating, and now onto something completely different, back in the office. And one of the things that I did this week when I got back was to unpack some of the submissions that SilverForum members have sent over for grading, and this has been the biggest by far of the submissions, and it just goes to show how more and more people in the UK are interested in the idea of grading to preserve the value within limited edition coins, and to determine quality, and probably above all to have a more ready international marketplace for some of these coins. So I just thought I'd show you some of the ones that arrived. We've got the Swan and Mandarin Duck, which is the trimetal coin, which is the first one of what will be a series of 4 or 5. We've got the Panda Luna, which is from Shenyang Mint. This is the silver-proof Panda Luna 2016. The Rooster is just about to come out next week if you want to get any pre-orders in for that. And then some of the other ones that arrived in the same package are one of my all-time favourite medals, or non-fiat coins, and this package is full of very, very low mintage Chinese medals. These are all from Nanjing Mint, and they're the 2016 Nanjing Panda. There were 100 only of the brass ones that were made, and in fact I've seen very few of those brass ones hit eBay so far, so watch out for those. The brass antiqued version, there's only 30 of those in the world that were made. I've got one of those I've already had graded, and this is the second one that I've had hands-on with this. We've got 3 of the copper. There were 199 of those minted, and I've already had quite a number of those graded, and also sold a couple of those on eBay as well. And here's one of the copper antiqued versions. So you don't very often get a chance to see these antiqued coins together. There's only 30 of them that were ever made, and to be able to have and hold these coins is a real privilege. So antique copper, antique brass. The antique brass has tended to grade a tiny bit higher than the antique copper. Most of the antique coppers have been 69 so far, and the antique brass has graded mostly at 70. So quite often you'll see, when they are sold, you'll see mismatched pairs, 169 and 170. And that's the reason why they're not really grading totally uniformly, but they are grading very, very high for antiqued medals. So here's the third one. This is the antiqued silver. The antiqued silver ones have been selling for around about $900 each in the last 3 eBay sales, and this is something you do not see very often at all 3 together in the same hand. Only 30 of each one of these have been minted, so really happy. And finally, here we've got some not antique, just standard proof silver ones, 3 of those, and they've also been selling for around about the $250 to $300 mark on eBay. Let's open the next member submission package from the SilverForum members. It's interesting to see what people decide to send in for grading. Some people decide to send in things that are modern and new and medals. Other people prefer coins. Some people prefer silver. Some people prefer gold. But you can get an idea when you open these packages up of what stackers tend to value and what they want graded. And a perennial favourite is the Shieldback Sovereign. And this one is a beauty. In fact, they're all lovely. There isn't one bad Shieldback Sovereign. I think it's an absolute classic design, and as I've said before, I do look out for these and prefer these to the St George one, but they're all pretty good, but this one is a nice one. It's not a particularly high grade, I don't think, but it's still worth grading. We'll see what it comes back. It might come back AU, it might come back XF, I think we'll see. Depends on what the graders feel is appropriate. On quickly to the next package, and what have we got in this one? Well packed, lots of wrapping. I think wrapping is very important, and the last thing you want is something being sent out and arriving with the risks that it's going to be harmed in some way. So this actually is one of my favourite arrivals. I think certainly both of these coins are lovely, but as you'll see in a minute, one in particular is absolutely amazing and highly historical. So remember the Mad King, King George III, the one who lost America for us? Anyway, so we have a George III 1796 half guinea coin. Beautiful historical coin. Hopefully it'll grade up nicely. Lots of detail. The reverse is actually loads of detail, really. It'd be very interesting to see what this coin grades at. I think it's probably worth something like, in dollars, maybe $800, $700 or $800. Then you've got a 1918 India sovereign. So this was the only sovereign year produced by the Bombay Mint, and this one is in really lovely condition and should grade up really well. These are becoming more and more collectible because it was the only year that you had sovereigns produced in India, and then of course it started again in 2013, 14, 15 and 16 with PAMP producing sovereigns under license. So there's an India sovereign to send. Onward to the next submission. Okay, so we've got an assortment in this one of both modern and old. So 3 coins, all gold, and it is interesting to see what people feel is special and worth grading. I think there's a lot of people trying to grade these Queen's Beasts at the moment. There are very few 70s that have been graded by NGC because of the damage that a lot of these have had within tubes. So the few that are in good condition, people are now selecting the best ones and seeing whether they can get a 69 or a 70 with them. So those two are worthwhile grading. The other one is a very beautiful historical coin, which is an 1849 $1 gold coin. And as I've said, if you've watched some of my other videos on this subject, few and far between of these coins really are in good condition anymore. Most of the ones for sale are rubbish, and if you get a good one, it's always worth having it graded, and pre-33 is pretty much the rule, is to get it graded to make it saleable.